Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Mike Torres, and I'm a senior partner with Accelerate Action Coach here in Central Iowa. I have Cary Peterson here with Peterson Painting as my guest. Today, we are going to talk about his business journey to business, ownership challenges, some of the best practices, and share a peek on what it's really like to build and operate a business. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get future notifications about conversations like this one. Well, Cary, welcome and thank you for being part of our series today. Please give us a brief overview of your background. Tell us a little bit about your business so we can set the stage for our viewers and listeners.
Good morning, Mike, and thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. We haven't done podcasts before, but it's always good to be fresh with someone new. I'm Cary Peterson with Peterson Painting, and we offer repainting services here in Central Iowa. I've been doing this about 30 years. It's the only full-time job I've ever had. I grew up in a family that was painting houses. And so we ended up working through college. I say we because I'm an identical twin. So it was a brother of mine and I would work through high school for our father, who did a lot of repainting, and then ultimately through college. After college, I got a business degree from University of Northern Iowa. I graduated with marketing and an entrepreneurship emphasis. And I very much liked the marketing elements and learned over the years to apply that to a painting business. When I graduated from college, my capstone in entrepreneurship in that emphasis was to draw up a marketing plan for a business. And so I chose a painting business. When I graduated college, my dad had an opportunity working with Sears as a licensed contractor, but he had no personal interest in that. So he reached out to me. Are you interested? And, I was 20 couple years old, Mike. I didn't know what to do. Okay, so we decided to set up a separate company and called it Sears Painting. And over the years, I learned who I was, what I should be doing, and what I shouldn't be doing. We kept that contract with Sears for about 5 years. And then when I started to get some traction on those lessons, we realized we didn't need to pay Sears 15% of our sales to run a painting business. Then I branched off from there, and it turned in over the years to me being the new school version of painting, and my dad being the old school version. And over the years, he did less in sales, and we did more and more. And now we've got 16 guys in the field, and we want a 5-person office. I have a couple of sales guys and an administrator. And then we found that we do best by staying in our niche of repainting, working for clients that want good quality service and also solid craftsmanship.
That's
kind of my story.
Yeah, great. That's a great story. I'm always interested to learn about, growing into the business with your father or, family businesses and those transitions. They can always go a little right or left, some difficult, some smooth, and some of those challenges. So maybe we'll be able to touch base on that in a little bit on some of those transitions of growing into your business. Or tell us about what role you currently play in your business. When you look at your role, how many hours do you spend working in your business, the job, and how many do you spend on the business, like strategies, planning?
I would say most of the time in a typical week, I'm going to be working in the business. And probably that's, 40 to 50 hours a week. Seasonally, we focus on those other things that you mentioned, working on the business specifically. So we have different times of the year, times of a quarter that we will step back and focus a little more on the business. When I say we, it's not just me. It is a collaborative approach that we take to bring others up to into the planning process and get everybody to buy into what needs to be done.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I understand that. Do you work on your like 90-day plans, yearly plans in those sessions?
Yeah, well, we focus on annual goals and then we flush that out from the sales side and do some backward planning. And then we'll also get together early December. We go to a middle managers meeting. It's usually down in Atlanta through a consultant, and we will set some goals for the upcoming year. And then monthly, once we backward planned from those goals that we set in December, we will gauge those monthly. And then I'll get together weekly with our people and talk about the day-to-day items as well as their progress towards their goals.
Awesome, awesome. Now, let's move into what makes your business special. Who primarily does the business serve? If I were in the audience, how would I know I was a good fit for your business?
Well, what we do, Mike, is we do a lot of repainting. So I know who I am. I'm a detail guy, and I've learned that people that understand the value of their time will want to hire people that are trustworthy. So what that means is that usually it's doctors and lawyers and professionals, two-income households or businesses that want to focus on what they do best, and then they can delegate and hire someone else to take care of these other things. So our client is anybody that wants to focus on their job and staying in their lane and delegating that other stuff to us. So that's both residential and commercial, townhome clients, and then interior and exterior projects.
What makes your business unique? Why do your clients choose you?
Well, they choose us, Mike, because we have a solid reputation in the community. We're doing 55% of our work this year from repeat and referral business. Some years it's as high as 70%. So we have a great reputation in the community. And being a marketing guy, I make sure that message stays out in front of people. So there is a lot of opportunity within our sector in construction because there are so many that don't think about quality. They don't think about service. Our job here is to find solutions to other people's problems and partner with them through to bring those solutions to their door and then stay with them on the backside.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what we find doing business. We work with business owners in Action Coach, and we find that, if the 80/20 rule is really comes true, it's, everybody says that they want to do what's right for the customer. But it's really only, in that 20% raise that actually do it. What's one thing that you wish more people knew about your business?
I think the value of one's time is something to recognize. The earlier in life you can understand that, how important the choices that you make are, goes a long ways. And so for us, people that have made a mistake, hired the wrong person, or were in the wrong, found themselves in a difficult and problematic solution, those are our customers. Those are people that don't want to go through that situation again, that have learned that Uh, in many ways, the lowest cost is not the best value.
Mhm.
So those are the people that hire us, and how you go about your job is just as important as what you do in your job. So people that want someone that's going to stand behind them, that's going to look for solutions, those are the people that hire us.
Nice, nice. And this leads me to it sounds like one of your passions in marketing,
Hmm.
which is something that is virtually is vital, which is something that's vital that to every business out there, right? And many business owners struggle with it. I'm always curious what successful businesses are doing uh, to help with their marketing. What percentage of your monthly sales typically do you invest into marketing budget?
We don't invest a lot when you're
Okay.
focused on repeat and referral business, and it is less costly to continue to serve an existing client than it is to find another one. It could be $300 to $500 to earn a new client. So we care more about service and quality than we do about investing in marketing. We invest less than 1.5% of our sales in marketing every year. But again, we have good brand recognition. We have a lot of repeat and referral clients personally that know the family, that know us in the community, and that we've done business with before. So we have
Mhm.
earned that first right of refusal. And so that all is a solid foundation, and we don't have to spend a lot. Now, when we choose to grow, and maybe invest more dollars into the business. I don't think I've ever been more than 1.5%, but at some point in the future, I may find I want to invest 2%
Yeah.
and just put more money into that. But we don't have to do any more than that. I really think if you're using guerrilla marketing, and there is a book about that, then you should not have to spend a great amount. I'm shocked when someone says they spend 10 to 15% of their sales on marketing. Um, Maybe it's I'm out of touch.
Now it's working for you. What kind of advice would you give for that person that's spending, that much money or in marketing?
Well, I'd tell them you don't have to spend that amount of money. If you take care of the customers you got and leverage those relationships, then you'll be able to drop that, I believe, in almost any business down significantly.
Your number one marketing strategy is going to be referral, right?
It's repeat and referral business. And then you got to have a brand that is recognizable. Too many people get into cute and clever things. You don't have to be that. You want your message to be crystal clear, what you do, and how to get in touch with you. It's that
Mhm.
simple.
Have you taken any approach to track your leads, or do you use a current CRM that you prefer?
Well, we do all the above. About 25% of our business comes from internet sources that somebody has not heard about us. And then 55% of our work every year is through repeat and referral. And then we've got other sources where they may have seen us driving around but don't know anything about us. And so, that all being said, in today's world, one has to invest in a Google business page, and you have to tend that. You have to prune that. You have to develop that. And you have to be actively adding to that and other online sources. And with the way Google works nowadays, one has to keep updating that content, and that will keep you in front of that type of person that's online, and almost everything is online where someone does a quick search right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we spent quite a bit of time focused on the business and sharing a few best practices for the audience. I would love to take a step back and dive into your journey a bit. So why did you choose to go into business for yourself? I know you shared a little bit about that earlier, but kind of go more
Yeah,
into.
so the family was simply an opportunity that I had, one among many. But my nature is that I'm an independent guy, and that I learned to love the freedom that you can get in by running your own business. And I suspect that's what keeps me uh, at this place. And I fully recognize that it's harder to start something new than it is to stick with what you're doing. But when you're ready to take that jump and do something different, you just need to be all in. I was so fortunate when I was young to hear a speaker in a business conference. Actually, I think it was Zig Ziglar. You can have everything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want.
Yeah.
And he also shared that you really only need one job. Because if you learn to do that better than anybody else, you will always be in demand. And that could be running a business, or that could be being the best employee that you can be, because you will solve other people's problems. And I tell all of my employees that I can't afford not to pay them what they're worth, because they will go someplace else if I do not. So they keep doing the right things, the good stuff, financial stuff, more quality of life from being here longer and getting more benefits will come to them.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. That's now I want to kind of dig into your journey in the family business and
Sure.
just if you have any advice for those children or them coming into the business. I always call them the future owners, right? The future family business owners or the kids in the
Yeah.
business moving up. What's some advice that you would give them as you went through that journey?
Well, one has to know who you are. And when I was still in college, I learned that you have to know who you are first, but then figure out where you're going, and that's the family business component. And then lastly, who do you want to take with you? Who do you want to bring with this on this journey? Do you want it to be your family? Do you want it to be a spouse? Do you want to get married and have kids? You got to know who you are first. I've always been a service guy, a quality guy, and I'm a long-term thinker. I'm not thinking about the short-term gains. I'm thinking about the implications 3 to 5 steps or beyond of my decisions into the future.
As you look back on your journey so far, what has been the most memorable roadblock or hurdle you've challenged, and how are you forced to overcome it?
Well, there's both a professional and a personal component to that. I'll start with, excuse me, the personal. Personally, you've got to be committed to something, and you have to be committed, in my opinion, to working through your fears. You have to be able to place that line in the sand and be willing to look those fears that you have in the eye in order to be able to um, advance significantly in life. And that can be applied next professionally, where when you're willing to grow, you're willing to look for solutions to problems. That means you have to talk to other people. You have to be able to look through those problems and find the solutions, the business solutions for other people. And there is great value, progressively great value in today's world with working through these problems and figuring these things out. Everybody wants to do this and
Mhm.
text. And that's a great opportunity because people don't want to take the time to be thoughtful. If you're available and you've got all your name in front of them and the credibility built up and your process established on how to connect with them, then there's great opportunity for someone that's worked through that stuff. But it's also a challenge too, because if you don't meet those connections, then you're just going to piddle out. You're not going to have what they need. But if you're committed to the long term, then you'll be able to ultimately look through those problems and find the solutions that people need and that are willing to pay for.
Let's fast forward and look what's coming next. Where do you see the business in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I'm very motivated by taking care of our people. The average duration of employment for a crew leader in my field, in my company, is 8 years. My longest field guy has been with me 20. And then I have been able, fortunately, to grow the business to the place that we have opportunities to grow the people that are here out of the field. Both of my estimators have been with me more than 10 years. And where I see us is being able to grow the business even more so that there are additional opportunities for the next up and coming group. Work is not difficult to perform or to find. You just have to be ready to deal with the changes that come and be able to adapt personally and professionally to what your clients need in an ever-changing environment. So I see some growth in our future. Again, I'm not motivated by money. I don't care about the finance side. Money's only a tool. You take it from your toolbox and invest it someplace else. I want to take care of the people that have invested their lives with us. And so, I can see us growing, 30% in the next 3 years.
Nice, nice. Yeah. And as thinking of the future of the business, you mentioned how important it is to have a great team, huh? To build a great team. So how would you describe your leadership style in the business and how has it changed over the years?
Well, I have a collaborative style, so I'm not authoritarian. I don't make decisions and expect everybody to jump through my hoops. I fully recognize personally my weaknesses. Again, know yourself, know who you are and where you're going. I know who I am, and that means I also know who I'm not. So I stay in my lane and do what I need to be doing best at the time. It used to be sales. I used to drive sales myself, give most of the estimates, but I have found support that can teach me what I should be doing, whether that's business coaching or industry partners that can step alongside and help me set annual goals, that can provide managerial training for our up and coming people. I find others that can step alongside me and partner with me. I don't see that my style has changed over the years, but I do believe that I have changed over the years. My capacity has immensely increased to get more accomplished. But you got to be committed, and that means you got to have a solid personal life. And I've got a wife that I've been married 23 years to, and 3 kids. And so if I have to worry about my family life, that's not the place to grow a business. There's a time and a place for everything and for everyone. And one has to have your ducks in a row to be successful. But with a long-term perspective, all things are possible.
Awesome. Yeah. Stay in your lane and know when to ask for help or who can help in the certain areas you need help. Awesome, awesome advice.
Right.
We have certainly covered a lot of ground in our conversation today. So, for those who are watching, I highly encourage you to save this and come back to it a few times and listen to the great advice that we are getting. As we begin to wrap up, I have a few rapid fire questions that I'm going to ask you.
Mhm.
Just give me the first thoughts that come to your head. So, what is the key to success for you?
The key to success is persistence. One has to be able to look to solve problems in different ways, and you got to be committed. Draw that line in the sand and say, this is where I have put my roots, and I am going to work to grow personally and professionally. And then it's just finding out who can help you accomplish that. That's the best thing that I can pass along.
What is your one piece of advice for other business owners?
I go back to a quote that I've got before me, and I want to get it right. It's by Winston Churchill. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. So when you have a bad day and you're struggling within yourself, the sun will rise up tomorrow and you will have a fresh, brand new day. And that is something one always has to remember.
What is one book you are reading now or have read most recently?
Uh, I very much recommend Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard. I learned so much about repeat and referral business and developing raving fans. And that has helped me substantially to know who my customer is, how we can connect with them in a different way, as well as the book Guerrilla Marketing. And forgive me, Mike, I don't know who the author was. It's been so many years ago since I read that one. But those are two solid foundational books.
Awesome. Yeah. One of my coach, actually, Greg Thompson, would always tell me, Mike, who is your raving fan? That was
It's a
beautiful.
great one. It's a great one. It kind of dates us, I'm sure. People during that era, probably in the 90s, were reading Blanchard's book there. So
Yeah. If you had to choose only one area of your business that you could immediately improve tomorrow, what would it be?
an area of the business that I could immediately improve tomorrow. Uh, I would suggest hiring. We're working to carve out a new niche for us, an efficient niche, and that's what I'm hanging my hat to your answer on is efficiency. We know the channels that we access to find new hires, but we're working to make that efficient and have a list of qualifications to be considered here. I have a heart and I want to help people, and that's both a blessing and a curse. If they cross that line beyond the minimum qualifications, in the past I've had struggles with telling them no, or you're not the right person. But we're getting to that place where I just don't have that luxury anymore. To grow a business, you have to know where to find your clients and where to find potential hires and who is your ideal hire. And that's a process. It's nothing you may stumble into it, but in my experience, one more discovers that when you know who you are and where you're going. Then you just figure out the efficient process to get more reoccurring opportunities to recruit and to hire.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, that's always I think it was something I was watching from John Maxwell. And he said,
Yeah,
how he loves and cares for people and really values people, but he's not great at hiring because he can always see how he can help them and he wants to help them more. So he has to hand that job
yeah,
off to somebody else and find, he knows his lane like you were talking about, and
yeah, yeah.
he needs
Well,
somebody else to hire him because he sees the potential and wants to do more for them than they want to do for themselves. Now, before we get to our final question of the day, how can others learn more about you and your company, and how can they get connected?
well, the best way to reach out in today's world is through our website. We can work very well through the website, so they can go to the website, petersonpainting.net, petersonpainting.net, and reach out to us that way, or they can call us directly here in the Des Moines area. And we prefer to talk to people and connect with them over the phone. Internet is a tool, and we only use that to establish a connection so that we can get our message out to people and see if we're the right fit for them.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, make sure you uh follow Patterson Painting and make sure they are the right fit for you. Call, ask questions on your next painting venture, I guess you would say, if
Painting
you want
project.
any project you say. Yes. So I want to thank you guys all for listening. I want to thank Cary with Patterson Painting for spending his time with us and giving all his great nuggets about the journey in life and business. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much, Mike.